Hey guys, it's your girl Nosh. How's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. I have a beautiful message for you. It's it's a little different, but I hope whoever it's meant to reach, it reaches. Whoever's heart it opens, I hope it opens that heart. Maybe some of us need to change our perspective, and I hope this can help you change that perspective. Over the last week, I had an opportunity to foster a kitten. Last Sunday, a kitten showed up out of nowhere. Beautiful kitten. And I just could not turn it away. I couldn't turn it into a situation where I just feed it and go back inside. He was very tiny. And I was like, you know what? I saw him. I feel responsible for him now. I can't leave him out here by himself. And it was literally maybe 11, 12 o'clock at night. And I was like, no. I can't leave this little guy outside. So as all you guys know, I already have my own cat. I was a little afraid of my cat, not getting along with the little kitten, but I kind of felt like, you know what, I'll work around it. Somehow I will figure this out. I just cannot leave this little guy outside. I think he had to be maybe a month and a half, 2 months old. So he's very tiny, very tiny. I brought him inside. And the amazing part is, when I picked him up, I scooped him up and he loved it. He loved it. So I felt that, okay, he feels safe with me. I'm going to just bring him inside. I brought him to my house and I put him down and he literally just explored everything. No fear, no whatsoever. Usually when you bring kittens inside or a cat inside an unfamiliar place, they run and hide underneath something. This little guy was so brave, so courageous that he literally started exploring everything. Smelling this, sniffing that. He went up to my cat and he was very friendly to my cat. And my cat is just staring at him like, Mom, what is this? What did you bring into the house? And I'm telling my cat, you know what? It's okay. He's a little baby. He's just going to stay here for a little bit till we figure out what we're going to do. In the meantime, my sister was with me. She calls up her guy. And she's like, oh, look what me and my sister found, this, and that. He automatically falls in love with him. So all three of us are just talking or whatever. And I noticed that the kitten is literally having the time of his life, jumping on my bed, sitting on my couch, just rolling around, feeling so safe. And that made me feel so good. So we decided that I was going to hold on to him, because my sister's boyfriend wanted to ask his cousin if he wanted the cat, because he couldn't keep it because his family's allergic or whatever. So he got in touch with his cousin, and his cousin took one look at the kitten and was like, yeah, I want him. He reminds me of the cat that I had that passed away in a house fire. So I'm like, oh my God, that's so sad. And he goes, the cousin goes, he looks just like that cat. Like, oh my God, I want him. So I said, okay, whenever you're ready to pick him up or whenever you're ready to take him, let me know. I'm going to hold on to him. And I literally held on to the kitten under, that pretense where he's going to leave. But I didn't know how attached I would get to the kitten. He literally spent 5 days with me. 5 days with me, literally. You would think 5 days, really? But he just brought so much joy. My cat, who has always been by himself since his brother passed away. I did have 2 cats back in 2019, but the end of, I believe, the end summer of 2019 going into around this time period of September, I had to give the second cat away because my sister's friend wanted him. And I figured, you know what, it's a good opportunity. Let me give it away to the friend. Because at that time, my cat and his brother would always fight over food. They would constantly be bickering and fighting over food. So I figured, you know what, maybe one should go to another home because they're just causing so much ruckus when it comes to feeding and just being together. They would just, honestly, they ransacked my room. Everything was broken in my room because of those 2 cats. So I ended up keeping one cat, which is my cat now, and I gave his brother away to my sister's friend. Couple years later down the line, I found out. So 22, I found out, 2022, I found out that my cat's brother passed away, because he swallowed a mothball or something. And I was really sad. And I felt like, you know what, I should have just kept him. I felt so guilty for giving him away. And then when this opportunity came to take care of a kitten, I jumped at it, right? So took the cat in. The kitten stayed with me for 5 days. Yesterday, I basically said my goodbyes to the kitten. But during that time period that he was with me, that little kitten imprinted on my heart. He would follow me everywhere. Every time I would walk anywhere, the kitten would be right there, next to me, rubbing up against my legs. And then my cat, now remember, I told you my cat has been alone since 6 months after he was born. He was with his brother, but then 6 months after, I gave his brother away. So my cat's used to being by himself. He's the king of the palace. This all belongs to him. So to see my cat adapt to the kitten, it's like he knew it was a baby. So that's another thing that I want to touch on. Like, my cat is maybe 6 years old. No, he is 6 years old. Sorry. He was grooming the little kitten, helping the kitten, understand where to go to the bathroom. This is your food. Going up and down the stairs. There was one incident where the kitten was standing on top of the stairs, and here comes my cat. He pulls him by the tail away from the stairs and shows him how to go downstairs. You could see my cat bouncing down the stairs and then meowing at the kitten to show the kitten how to come down the stairs and then go up the stairs. And there were many instances where I saw them laying together, and just being together. My heart, oh my God, you don't understand. It was just the cutest thing to see my cat, who's used to being alone, taking in a kitten and acting like it's his baby. Every time I turn around, he's grooming him. Every time I turn around, he's playing with him. My cat literally took out his toys, went and found his toys and pawed them, pushed them in front of the kitten, here, play with this. It was just such a cute interaction between both of them. A little kitten that's about maybe a month and a half old, and a cat that's 6 years old, an adult cat. Usually it doesn't work out, especially with male cats, and the kitten was a male kitten as well too. So, but when it came down to the days, because I found out that yesterday was the day that I was gonna have to say goodbye to the kitten. I just kept telling myself, he's not staying. So, don't get attached. But how can you not get attached to something so cute and so innocent? So now yesterday was the day where I gave him to my sister, and my sister traveled. My sister was the one who brought him over to her boyfriend's house, because that's where the guy was going to pick him up. We'll call him Z. Z was coming to my sister's boyfriend's house to pick up the kitten. And once the kitten got to my sister's boyfriend's house, he ran right under the couch. Right under the couch. And my sister FaceTimed me, and she showed me. She goes, hey, he's under the couch. I'm like, he's not exploring like he did when he was at at our house or whatever. And she's like, no, he's under the couch. So through FaceTime, right, I called him and I said, hey, babies, what's up? Come here. Believe it or not, the kitten came right out from under the couch and came right up to the phone and started rubbing himself on the phone, which proved to me that, wow, he recognized my voice. So a couple of hours later, my sister texts me and she says, he's about to leave. He's doing fine. He's just sleepy. So, just wanted to let you know. And they kept sending me pictures. And then the gentleman who was supposed to keep him picked him up. And then he sent me pictures of him laying on his bed and, just hanging out. And the funny thing is, my sister tells me that when Z, we'll call him Z, walked in, the kitten was just sitting down away from everybody. But soon as Z walked into the room, mind you, he's never met Z before. My sister goes, he got up and jumped towards Z right up to him. Started walking around him, rubbing himself up on him. Z picked him up, and the kitten started cuddling with him. And my sister told me that, and I was feeling kind of sad. You could probably hear it in my voice. I was so sad that I had to say goodbye to the kitten, number one. Because I grew attached to it. I really did. But when I saw that, something clicked inside of me. And it said, wow, that's his person. Now, Z is a gentleman that lost his cat in a house fire a few years back. And when he came in, my sister says that he said, guys, I'm kind of scared because cats choose their person. And she goes, as soon as he said that, the cat jumped into his lap, started cuddling with him, and fell asleep in his arms, meaning he chose him. And I listened to this and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. This is awesome. And the grief that I was feeling, the sadness I was feeling dissipated because I realized that I was the bridge that was connecting the kitten to Z, to where he really needed to be, where he was destined to be. Which got me thinking that this is a beautiful analogy of when we meet people in our lives, you know, because sometimes we don't understand that some hellos will end in goodbyes. Like the hello I had with the kitten, I knew it was going to end in a goodbye. And I tried my best to not get attached, but I did. So Friday he was leaving. Thursday night I sat and I cried. Holding him, cuddling him, telling him I'm going to miss him. I hope he has a good life. I hope he behaves. I hope he's completely loved. And then Friday, the day that I was supposed to, let him go, I drove him to the train station with my sister needed a ride to the train station. And she packed him up in the little carrier. And I'm just sitting there. And even the last minute before the train came, 5 minutes before the train came, I'm holding him and I'm crying. And I'm saying, I'm so sorry. I wish I could keep you. But, you're needed there. That he says he wants you. And I told my sister, I said, listen, if it doesn't work out and he can't keep him, just bring him back to me. Just tell him he can just drop him back off. I'll keep him. And my sister was like, no, I think it'll work out because, he really wants him. Then I came home, cried like a baby. Cried like someone broke up with me. And I noticed my cat is very quiet now. The whole time when the kitten was here, the cat was so vocal. Talking to him, meowing at him. My cat wouldn't shut up. I was just like literally annoyed with the fact of how much my cat was talking. And it was all because of the kitten. Now my cat is quiet. He keeps going over to the area where the kitten was staying, where the kitten was laying. And now I'm finding my cat laying in the spots where he was laying with the kitten. And it just goes to show you that even 5 days of connecting with someone or something can leave such an imprint on your heart. Even talking about this, I'm getting emotional. And somebody would say, oh, no, Shane, it was a cat. I'm like, I know, it's a kitten, cat, whatever you want to call it. But it's the energy, the bond, the love behind it. It was just so big. It was so grand. So it got me thinking. And I was like, wait a minute, this makes sense. Because the cat did teach me something. My cat taught me something and the kitten taught me something. What my cat taught me is that you can adjust with love. Love can help you adjust to anything. My cat fell in love with the kitten and he adjusted, He went from being alone to actually accepting another, kitten or another cat into his pride, basically. Because it's just me and my cat. And he accepted the third one and he was just fine with it. And then what I learned from the kitten is that it's okay if you meet someone and you have to say goodbye, because you may not be the destiny that is written for them. What you can do is you can give as much as love that you have, right? And just send them off with that love. Because like I said, I wasn't resentful. I wasn't hateful that he found this new guy and he just kind of jumped into the new guy's lap and he was just having a grand old time with the new guy. What I felt was that I did my part. I was supposed to rescue this kitten, bring it inside, give it home, give it safety, give it security, give it food, right? Give it so much love. But this guy was the end game for the kitten. This guy was where the kitten was supposed to be, because now the guy and the kitten are bonding. He loves the guy. Like, I've seen the pictures. Like, he literally took on to him like he knew him. And remember I told you kittens are very shy. They're very, sketchy around people. But he, like my sister said, he just jumped into his lap. He just wanted to be with him. He started cuddling with him. which tells me he found his person. A lot of times, what we do in life is we get upset when people leave us, not understanding that the people who leave are not your people. You're only meant to interact with them for a little amount of time to either learn something or teach them something. Just like I met this kitten, and what he taught me is that all we can do is love. But if a person is going to leave, or if something is going to leave, it is not in your control. The most you could do is just send them off with a goodbye filled with love. Because that's what I did. I shed my tears and I said goodbye. And I just hoped and prayed that wherever he goes, he's happy and he's comfortable and he's safe. And that's exactly what ended up happening. When I received that picture last night before I went to bed of the kitten in his new home, resting on the bed, sleeping, passed out, it made me feel better. I literally felt so much better. And that's when it clicked in my head. And I thought, you know what? I was just a bridge. I was the bridge for the kitten to get to where he needed to go to. Just like in real life, well, not of course real life, I am the bridge for certain people to get to where they need to go to. This is why I don't get attached to anything, right? This is why I'm so detached from things, because I know that some hellos will end up in goodbye. Which brings me closer to that one goodbye that won't happen. It'll be a hello every day. So what I'm trying to teach you guys is, if you are feeling, sorry guys, I'm getting over a cold, that if you're feeling that love is not there, love is not coming around, and you're tired of the people that you keep meeting, this and that, just keep in mind that every person you meet is a lesson that's being taught to you, that you could learn something from that individual. And then once you meet someone and they don't say goodbye, or they don't hurt you, they don't leave you in confusion, that's your person. So in a sense, it's kind of like a hopeful video, I guess you can say, that's trying to teach you, everyone, well, whoever's listening, that don't get sad when you have to say goodbye. Understand that there's going to come a time where you're not going to have to say goodbye, and that you're going to be saying hello all the time. Like your first meeting will become another meeting, and then another meeting, and then another, and then it'll just keep happening. But there are some people in your life that you're going to meet and that you have to let go of. Just like I was attached to the kitten, I didn't want to let go of him, but I knew I had to, because someone else needed him. And it would have been very selfish of me to keep the kitten just because I wanted to, not understanding that he needed to go somewhere where he was more needed there than here with me. I have my cat. I have my bestie. Now, with that being said, maybe in the future, maybe in the future, I will get a kitten, and then that I'll end up keeping. But in a sense, we're fostering people in our life till we meet that person that we don't have to foster, because our home will become their forever home. For those of you who foster kittens, foster animals, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you foster an animal, you know in the back of your head that this animal has to go. At some point in time, this animal will have to leave, right? And there's some animals that end up staying in foster homes, right? And their foster homes become their forever homes. So till you find your person that's going to make your home a forever home, in a sense, just kind of look at it like you're just fostering the situation. You're holding space for this situation because you need to learn something from it, or you need to help it. Because we have a lot of people that enter our lives that don't stick around. They're only here for a season, which kind of makes this message even more beautiful in that sense, because we're going into fall. Summer's happened. The trees are going to start losing their leaves now. Fall is going to set in. Again, we can't hold on to summer. Summer has to go. Now fall has to come. Just like seasons, people change, people leave. The only thing you can do is stay hopeful that your person will come soon and make your home, aka your heart, their forever home. And when a person does leave, grieve them. Yes, I'm not telling you don't grieve. No, don't do none of that. No, grieve them. You can cry. It's fine. But just remember that what is meant for you won't leave you. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Just like in this fostering situation, I understood that I was not meant to have that kitten. Because if I did, that kitten would be with me. But instead, he is with Z, probably doing zoomies in his rooms right now, eating breakfast or whatever the case is. You know, he'd be sleeping on my bed and not Z's bed. So I want you to take that analogy and apply it to your lives in a sense, where if you meet someone, you start talking to them, and if they disappear, they don't want to talk to you anymore, it's not a rejection. It's not. I promise you, it's not a rejection. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that that person is not your forever person. Your forever person will come soon as you learn your lessons. And that biggest lesson that you need to learn is that sometimes you need to let go of things that are not meant for you. A lot of times we end up blocking ourselves from our forever people because we hold on to the temporary people. So if someone tells you they don't want to be with you anymore, or they stop talking to you, let them go. Let them go, because you right there, that should be a hint for you that you are getting closer to your forever person. Okay? So that's the message I wanted to share with you guys. I hope it helps you. Please leave a comment at the bottom. Please like and share the video. I think this is a really beautiful message. And I hope it reaches those that it's meant to reach. Again, everything is about meant to be. And I know it sounds really, really cliche, but I promise you, when I say the universe is already orchestrating what it needs to orchestrate in order for you to get to where you need to go. You will find your forever person. You will find your forever destination. You will find your forever home. You will find your forever place where you need to be. You just have to give it time. Right? Meow, meow. Right? Exactly. See that? All right, guys. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next time around. Bye.